Hi, this is the Horizon Blue from Holbein Artist Watercolor. So it's made out of 3 pigments, PB15, PG7 and PW6. When you see PW, it means pigment white, and most likely the paint or the color will be opaque. And this is rightly so, because when we look at the opaque, transparent property, is rated as an opaque pigment or color. It has excellent light fastness and is in series A, meaning it's more affordable. And when you examine the scrubbing, when we try to lift off the colors, we are able to lift enough to sort of see the colors of the white of the paper. So it's non-staining. And as you can see from the pigment in water and water in pigment test, that the color is definitely not granulating, and it's finely milled and very uniform. And the opaqueness is also exemplified by how the black marker lines were actually covered by the pigment. And when we examine the mixes, we can see it's as a blue color, so it mixes particularly well with red, brown, to give you the grays. Some of these grays are actually quite nice. And also it mixes with yellow to give you all these pastel green. And this is with one of the ochre, and some of these greens are actually muted and are pretty natural. So today I'll be basing it on the Horizon Blue from Holbein. Okay? So it's like a sky blue kind of color. So this color is, I would say, opaque in a sense that it's quite flat. You don't really see like a lot of granulation with this color. Feels like you're using like a poster paint. But I really quite like this color. It's like very sweet. It's a color that people will use for illustration work. If I want to do something very realistic, I wouldn't use this color because it's just too bright. So the thing about Holbein, and they're not bad. Okay, so the thing about Holbein, Kusakabe, you know, the Japanese and the Korean colors, is that some of the colors are really very bright, and they can be a bit unrealistic. But I think it's also unique in a way, in that sense. So normally for the first wash, I will just leave it as it is, meaning I will leave it unmixed. Then I'm going to use Bath Titanium. Bath Titanium is a color from our Daniel Smith. So I'm going to also paint the neighbor's house. So Bath Titanium is opaque. On this spot, right, what I can do is I can do a little mix. So when I mix these two colors together, it looks a bit greenish, grayish color. Then using my Bath Titanium, I'm just going to paint over the sign, okay, the restaurant sign. And also, while this dries up, it's now dried, I will just use a thicker mixture of Bath Titanium to go around the windows. Okay, this is the transparent Pyro orange. Okay, will go really well with the neighbor's house, the neighboring shop. Okay, it's a very I love this orange. It's like orangey red, and I really love this color. Very good for Chinese temples, especially it's like a very vibrant red. So when you mix TPO and horizon blue, you do get this kind of like this color. This is like I don't know what you call this, brown. So I think goes quite well at the top. So I may use a little bit more blue. So it would look quite nice here and also over here when it's actually slightly darker. Okay. The roof is done. So I want some kind of variation in the color, so I just drop it down this way. So for this building over here, it will be a pinkish tone. So for this part, I will be using the pink, and just gonna paint it down this way. It's like a mixture of Queen Rose and the buff titanium. Then I have a little bit of the horizon blue here. More horizon blue. Yeah, just like it's like a reflection kind of thing. Similarly, I will mix the horizon blue with the buff titanium and just paint the inside over here. I don't think you can get a very dark deep color as well. Like you can't get like a very intense color because this color is a pastel color, so it can't be that intense. Let's just paint this. This is like the shadow. Maybe I'll use the horizon blue on the horizon later on. Let's have more of the horizon blue. And then TPO. Yeah. So this is a nice brown that we're having here. And then this is the door. I may just use a brown. Okay, so I'll be introducing our burnt sienna over here. So this is the jadeite. Okay, now I will just paint with the dry. So I have to make sure that everything is sort of dried up, like your paint has dried up, so it doesn't have a wet on a wet effect unintentionally. So these are the vine deco. Yeah, it gives the place some kind of character. So with the burnt sienna, paint the bottom here. Let's not forget, these are important details. Yeah. So when using a sketch, so I have used all the colors that you see from here, the mixes in the sketch, and you can see I think most of the mixtures occur in the shadow. So when I mix it with the brown, you do see some of the shadow, the muted brown colors, and also in the red you do see a little bit of this grey. So I would say this color is really quite, because of the number of pigments it has, I would suggest that you don't use it as a mixing color. It's really for you to use it on its own, and because of the property, it's really good for illustrative kind of style. If you like pastel colors, if you do a lot of illustrative work, I would suggest you get this color. It'll be good for skies and also maybe water bodies like ponds and lakes, etc.